All right, let's see how warm we can make this thing with no electricity and no battery.
I've been riding on a daydream.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out RV Daydream. I'm going to be doing a video that's going to be covering like a week. It's all going to be contained in this one video, but it's going to be a week in the making of this one video. So you see what the camper looked like. Of course, I did that video about me putting the cover on it, and I want to talk about the cover just a little bit as far as its insulation properties, because it's going to be important to what I'm going to show you here. It is a cloth of some kind. Now, it's breathable. Will it hold in heat? I don't know. I really don't know how much heat it will hold in. You can kind of see here, there's a taffeta material or something on the back side, and then this here. The roof, it feels like, only has this stuff, which I'm surprised because it always seems like it does a better job. But the whole purpose behind this cover is that it's breathable. It's a breathable cover. So what I'm guessing is if I do generate heat inside here, it's probably going to come out for the most part. But I wanted to have a full disclosure that this test that I'm going to do might not be 100% accurate, but we'll still see. Let's go talk about what I'm going to do. It's pretty cold out today, but it's not crazy. It's in the 20s. There's a little bit of a wind, so the wind chill dropped down a little bit. But next Thursday, right now on the forecast, which is almost a week away, sorry about the wind there, it's supposed to be 11 degrees for the high, 5 degrees for the low. It's going to be 79% humidity. So there's actually going to be a pretty decent wind chill because it's showing that the winds are going to be 11 miles per hour. And you guys that live in Florida and that humidity know when it does get cold. You know, there's a big difference between cold dry air and cold wet air. So it'll probably be a pretty cold day to feel, but as far as, you know, ambient temperatures that machinery feels, I mean, it's not really relevant. But what I'm going to try to do is try to catch it at its lowest temperature that I can. I don't know if I'm going to stay up till, I don't know, it's probably going to be 3 in the morning when it's 5 degrees, but I will get it to where it's at least 11 degrees, 10 degrees, 9 degrees, something like that. And I'm going to attempt to heat that camper. Now, how am I going to heat it? Well, this bad boy. Now, I see videos all the time of these things, and Heidi and I have been contemplating for a while of getting one. So what I'm going to do until it gets to that point is just try this out in the house, fiddle around with the settings, see how long, you know, everything lasts, see how much heat it produces. I should get a pretty good feeling. I mean, 18,000 BTUs on high, that's a considerable amount. But yeah, this is the Mr. Heater Big Buddy, model number MH18B. Of course, like always, I'm going to put the link down below for this. Now, if you guys haven't figured out by now, all the links that I put down below is just like everybody else. I have an Amazon affiliates account. If you decide that you want to shop for anything on Amazon for that matter, just click the link. Once you're in there, browse, do whatever you want, look around, pick some items, buy some items. It doesn't make a difference. It's just a link that's associated with my account to where I get some sort of a credit. I mean, it's minor, but if you get, you know, a considerable amount of people that actually follow through and buy stuff at some point, it's really nice. And the thing is, you don't have to buy anything that day. You could buy something the next week, 2 weeks from then. You could buy something every week. It doesn't make a difference. If you continue to use any of the links that I have in any of my videos that say Amazon in the link or something about buy here, it'll help me out considerably because, quite honestly, I mean, that's part of my other channel when I do reviews. I do reviews of product and, you know, have people click the link, and then at that point, with the information that I gave them, they can make an educated decision on if they want to buy it or not based on what I had to say. But back to the Big Buddy. So you can see here's the box that it comes in. Nothing fancy here. Looks like it's got a little tear here. And this wasn't very expensive. I actually thought it was going to be more expensive. It was just a little bit over $100 or about $100. I can't remember at the time. But you can also buy these, you know, used and stuff like that. So you got to kind of shop around whenever you're in Amazon. On their site, there's a choice to go to new and used options. And once you click that, you might see something like this where the box is damaged, so they give you a discount. And in my case, that's exactly what happened. So let's open this up and see what's inside. And I'm going to try to set you guys up so you're out of the wind, but close enough to see all this mess. This isn't very heavy. Without the tanks, I mean, it's got some weight to it, but I'm guessing maybe 8 pounds, 10 pounds, something like that. And of course you got a manual too. So let's look at some of the features. So whenever you want to change temperature, you have to push down, that puts on pilot, and then of course you turn it to whatever you want, and then off when it's time to go off. Now, as far as what the backside looks. Okay, here's the compartment for the batteries, and it takes 4 D-size batteries, which I picked some of those up. That's a nice option, I guess, if you don't have electricity. Right here is a small plug for an adapter, and I have a wall plug that will plug into the wall that I ordered separately that will convert 110 to, in this case, 6 volts DC. They also make one that is a cigarette lighter, so you can run off of 12 volts. Of course, it converts it down, but the 12 volt is a starting point. Or as far as the reason you would have batteries, it's not needed to run this, but it's for this fan. There's a switch here to turn on a fan. That's kind of nice. That'll help you get a little bit warmer. Of course, there's a couple of wall hangers here. That's nice too. And then as far as these are concerned, you open these up, and here's where you put your propane, your 1-pound cans. Now, they make an adapter to run a 20-pound tank or run off of a gas line, and that's what I'm going to do in the future. Before I do the camper inside on that really cold day, I'm going to do the porch today. Not so cold. Very unscientific, but like I said, the porch isn't insulated very well. We put some panels up on the roof here. I don't know if you can see that. And we have some felt around the edges of the plastic windows, and it's a real thick greenhouse plastic that we've had for years. And there's insulation in the walls, but the floor is just concrete, and of course the house behind us, you know, is just siding. There's no wrap or anything in there, so there is a heated wall to some extent, but it still gets kind of cold out here. It's 24 degrees outside, and in here it is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, it is about 35 degrees. So we'll see if we can warm it up out here. The wind is cutting in here a little bit. Not real bad though, we've seen a lot worse. So I'm going to fire this thing up and put it on high and set it out here for, let's say, 20 minutes. I wanted to show you guys kind of what it took to get this thing ready. If you can put batteries in a flashlight, that's pretty easy. Just got to kind of wiggle them in there, and then this side looks really easy. That should make the fan run. Now, as far as loading these things, you go ahead and just tilt these out like that. They twist. Then you get your little 1-pound container, which I think these were like $7 for the 2 of them. Screw them in just like you would any other propane canister. Give it a little tight there, and then this goes down. This closes. Now I can go to the other side. Let's go ahead and turn that in. Now, as far as turning it on, you just, again, from off, push it down to pilot. I didn't get anything there, so do it again. Nothing still. You want to make sure that gas is coming out, which might want to hold down pilot for a little while until the air gets out of the line. There we go. It's starting to come out now. There it is. There's a little tiny pilot light that's down there running. Now that the pilot light's lit, let's go ahead and turn to low. Okay. And again, I'm sure you can't see this, but this panel on this side is trying to ignite. It's lit. There we go. Okay, it's definitely lit now. And I got the fan on. And go. Okay, so there we go. We'll see how long this takes to heat this up any degree. Now, I don't know if you can tell. I'm sure you can by now. but the fins are changing color. So here's the timer, and you can see it's 20 minutes 32 seconds. So let's see what the temperature is. I can tell already the door's fogged up there, and I can tell it feels nice in here. Okay, so the humidity is 80 some percent, and the temperature in 20 minutes is now 59 degrees. Looks like it's 59 degrees out here, so a considerable jump. Now on low, from what I've read online, people with real world experiences, I see that it is about 3 hours, maybe 4 hours on high. They say 4 to 5 hours if you're running on medium, and about 6 hours on low. So what everybody says that they do to get the chill off whenever it's, you know, relatively cold, and I'm talking like maybe it's 25 degrees, 30 degrees, probably like kind of like a day like today. They put it on high, full blast, get it really warm, and then they back it off and put it down to low to maintain for the most part. They say if you have a 20-pound tank and you run it on low, it will maintain 70 to 72 hours running straight. Of course, plugged in, the batteries won't last that long, but it will last that long running on low on a 20-pound tank. So what I think I'm going to do in the camper, I'm not going to see how long it will last. I want to see how fast it will heat it up when it gets really cold, whenever we drop down to a cold temperature. And then we'll see what it takes to maintain it. Now, again, because of the camper being the way that it is, I'm sure it's not going to heat the entire camper, because this little fan's not going to circulate everything in the back. It's going to only get it so far. Of course, the big test will be in the camper when it's really cold. So I'm going to shut this thing off and let it cool down, and we'll pick it up inside the camper and let this baby do its job. We'll see how well it works. Again, I feel bad that the camper's covered up, because that's kind of an unfair, you know, test, but we're still going to do it. Okay guys, so we're not ready quite yet. It's only Tuesday. The cold day's coming on Thursday. It's 31 out, but you can see what's going on here. For you guys that are down south that are avoiding all this, this will make you appreciate making that drive and staying out of it. So I got to shovel out the drive and put the plow on the tractor. I still haven't done that. And maybe plow this stuff out. It's 31 degrees, or about 30 degrees now, and it's going to be a low of 16. Tomorrow, Wednesday, is going to be 21 with a low of 10, and then on Thursday, that's the cold day, it's going to be a high, I think, of 11, and the low is going to be about 3. This is all Fahrenheit, so sorry about you Canadians that run Celsius there. We'll come back whenever we have the real cold hitting here, not just snow, and we will heat up this camper and see how that thing does. I think it's going to do a pretty good job. Alright guys, so it's finally the day, and I'll show you what the temperature is outside. It's about 8 degrees. It's 7 o'clock, and the temperature, of course, is just going to drop. It's dark outside, so we're going to be working by flashlight. But I got a little bit behind. I wanted to get this started a little bit earlier as the sun was going down, so the footage wouldn't be dark, because I don't have any battery hooked up to the camper. That was the whole idea behind this test. But we had kind of a snafu. We got that new oven about 9 days ago for Heidi. We got to put in here, and it failed. It failed the night right before she's getting ready to cook fish, so we had to go to the store and pick up a new one. And there she is, cooking, working hard. And there's our new oven. So we did a little bit of an upgrade from the one that we just took out of here that was 9 days old, and went back to a brand that we know. So I'm gonna go freeze my butt off. You can kind of see how cold it is, or maybe you can't. It's awful frosty. There's not ice yet, but it's getting close. Oh yeah, I guess there's a little bit of ice. We can write our names there. All this is ice. We got some more snow. Of course, I had to plow. I did a live thing on Facebook on that, but it didn't come out too good. I must have had a poor signal. So let's go over here, carrying this little furnace here. You can't see anything at this point, I'm sure. So it's dark in here, of course. I've got a couple of our LED lanterns. I didn't crank them. I guess I should have. We really didn't use them all at this summer, or I can't even remember last year how much we used them. Here's a trick. If you guys want to double your light, put your lantern or your light source near a mirror. If you don't know that already, that's a free little tip. Most people know that, though, I believe. Of course, you get the light going against that wall, and then it reflects, like in this case over there. Still pretty dark in here. So let's see what the temperature says. And I don't know if you can read that, but it's 16 degrees. I thought it was going to read lower than that. So it must be holding some heat in from somewhere. I don't know where, because nothing is plugged in. What I'm going to do now is come in the bathroom and open the vent just to get some air, fresh air. Make sure we don't do something weird when we run this thing in here, because even though it's for indoor use, you know, anything that uses oxygen to burn, there's going to be some byproduct that you got to be concerned about. So where am I going to put this thing? Well, I'm not going to put it here. I'm going to actually face it away from the thermostat and into the bedroom. So let's go ahead and move this thing over here. And now let's turn this baby on. I'll go ahead and move this so you can see the flame. There you go. Of course, that's on low. We'll go to medium. And now let's go to high. There's the other one. Alright, so now that we got heat being generated, let's see what time it is. We got a stopwatch here. You can see it's 7:24. And we'll go. I want to see what it takes to get it to a comfortable temperature. Of course, 16 is unacceptable. And once it's at a comfortable temperature, I want to put this thing down on low or medium and see if it'll maintain and see how it feels in the camper overall. So between my big mouth and me breathing some hot air and this little thing fired up already, we're already starting to get warm in here. So I'm going to shut off the lights. I'm going to check out of here, and I'm going to come back in, let's say 30 minutes. We'll do 30 minutes and see how much it's raised the temperature. We're heading back in the camper. You can see this is the way it rolls up. I don't really have it fastened the way I should quite, but yeah, the cover's up out of the way. So let's go inside. What are we at? 44 degrees in 30 minutes. I think that's what the time is. Let's look at the timer real quick. Yeah, we're at 33 minutes. So 33 minutes, we went from 16 to 44. Well, I can definitely tell you that it's still cool on this end. I can feel a lot of cold air near my feet. This isn't comfortable. So I'm going to go in the bedroom and see what that feels like. You can see the snow that I just drug in right there. So I felt here, this is warm, but it's not too crazy. It's not like it's melting or anything. Same here. Not bad. And in the bedroom, this is pretty comfortable in here. I went ahead and turned on the fan to see if that helps heat everything up in here. I wanted to first try just running it without any power, you know, like battery power. But now that I'm in here and I see that it's working, let's just see if this speeds things up and makes it happen a little bit faster. Yeah, it's definitely a cold night. Look at that moon. And how crisp the night air is incredible. It is chilly. Our schools were closed today, and tomorrow they're already on a 2-hour delay. All right, so it is 49 degrees, 49.8. Let's see how long it's been. All right, we've had a total time of 1 hour and 6 minutes. And you can see the temperature outside is 7. Let's get a better reading on that real quick here. There's the current temperature. 7 degrees. The wind's definitely died down because it says it feels like 4. And before it was feeling like -9 or -10 with that wind. And you can see the little heater doing its job, going to town. I hear the fan still going. And I'll tell you, just here in the bedroom right here, right in this immediate area, man, does it feel nice. I can say for the most part, I can live with this. It's already up to 50 degrees in here now. and I would feel comfortable. I mean, you got to realize that, I mean, it is cold out there. So you guys know me, and you know that I don't like the cold. But if we got trapped somewhere that somehow, instead of being in the 60s or 50s or even 40s at night for a low, if we got down to, in this case, the teens inside the camper, I have no problem with this. I can dress accordingly. Again, the floor, I can feel a lot of cold on the floor. Now, the whole thing is if you guys want to check out my other video that I did before on my other channel, I heated this whole camper up when it was extremely cold in here with the furnace that's built in, and it did a great job. It really did well. I was surprised. Okay, quick update. While I was talking to you guys about letting this thing run a little bit longer, we've got an issue, and let me show you what it is. Boom! I ran out of propane. It just shut off. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this thing off altogether. I hate doing this in the dark. I know it's really tough on you guys as far as watching this video, but check this out. We got some serious frost buildup. Wow, that's kind of different. I wonder if that would be an issue if it was really, really cold. There's a lot of condensation here too. Now, I don't mind that these things ran out because I ran them in the porch and I ran them in the house, and I did a lot of other crap just trying stuff out. So I didn't expect them to last, you know, the 3 hours they say that it would last on full blast. Oh, I rhymed. Ooh, look at that one. Wow. So yeah, these babies are gone. So I got it on. I went ahead and put the 2 new tanks in, fired right up. It dropped right away. We went down to 48 degrees. It was 50 degrees in just about 3 minutes time. So the 3 minutes that it took for me to switch out the tanks, put the new ones in there. The one tank that I took out wasn't even empty all the way. It just must be the way the thing operates. Could be if I switched the tanks, maybe it would run on like low or something like that until it was completely empty. But I didn't want to mess with it. It's already jumped back up to 49 degrees. We'll let this go about another 45 minutes and see what happens. All right, so it's 66.9 in here, and I don't have my clock. Actually, I just checked it and I set it down on the computer. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes that it's been running total, except for that little 3 minute to 5 minute delay. Man, this is nice. Now, I can live with this temperature for sure. Yeah, I knew before I even got back here that it was going to be nice and warm. It's very pleasant back here. Even if I come, in the bedroom further, it's warm. I mean, this whole room is very warm. I would have to think that it's probably 75 to 82 degrees in here. So very nice, very warm, very pleasant. So now what am I going to do? Now I'm going to try to maintain a temperature in here. And I'm going to probably run this for another hour on medium. So let's go ahead and try that. Let's see what happens here. We're going to turn this down to medium, which is 1 burner full blast. And I'm going to give it probably 45 minutes. Now, I know you can't tell the time right now, but it is 9:41, and I can only tell you that because my display on my action camera is saying 9:41. So we'll turn off all these lights, leave this thing running with the fan on medium, and it says 67 degrees. So just remember, 9:42, 67 degrees. The timer's still running in the house, so we'll have that when we come back in. All right, so you can see it's been 3 hours and 6 minutes to 3 hours 7 minutes. So when we last updated, it was 10 minutes after the 2 hour mark. So we're real close to another hour. This has been running on medium. That's at 1 panel on high, and there you go, 62 degrees. I can handle this. This is working awesome. This is spectacular. I'm very, very happy. I was concerned that it was too cold and that it wasn't ever going to get to the temperature. So yeah, 3 hours 7 minutes. Let's see what the temperature is now. The temperature outside, believe it or not, the way that this freaky weather has been, is 4 degrees. So it really hasn't gone down that much since we started. And again, inside here it was 16. And let's just take some readings. I went ahead and brought my gun out because I hardly ever use this thing anymore since I'm not doing small engine stuff. But this will give you an idea, hopefully. On the bed here, 82. Let's go ahead and go to the wall. So we're at about 67. Let's get by the window. That's a little bit warmer there, 74. So there's a radiant heat going on. Let's check over here, 78. Let's check right on the floor, right in front of this thing. 75. That's not bad. I would think that it had been warmer on the floor, but it is kind of pointed up. So let's check the bed about midway through. Yeah, you can see the laser beam there. It's 74. So about 74 degrees in there. So let's see what's going on in here. Let's check the couch where we'd be sitting at. 72. Let's check the front wall here. 73. So it's actually warmer in here than it appears on the thermostat. 71. That's really good. That's much, much better than I thought. Let's try this thing here. 70. Let's try the floor. It's going to be colder on the floor, I think. 54. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Something a little bit cooler. Yeah, by the door. Watch this. It'll be real cold over here. Well, now 52. And you know, nothing's really... I've been in and out of this thing, and nothing's really insulated. Let's check the windows. It's always colder on the windows. No, not bad. It's because I'm going up high. Wonder if I go low on the door. No, still. So this is comfortable. I can deal with this. This ain't bad. Totally off topic. I put one of these in the camper just in case we get a little stray. I also have a couple of mouse traps, some high dollar plastic ones that twist and do all the stuff that's inside that vented area where the inverter is, the power inverter charger. And then of course over here in the furnace there's an area off to the left that allows me to put a mouse trap in there. I keep those in there. And then of course the rat zapper, I'll put that with a little bit of food in it, which I got like 3 little pellets in there just in case one gets in the camper. This will take care of it, and I know that there's an issue. So what's this mean overall? Well, overall this video went too long. I know it did. I'm so sorry. I apologize. But it was a week's long worth of getting this done. A lot of stuff happened during the week. I'm also going to include the link, not only for the Big Buddy, but I'm sure you guys seen the lighting that I was using. This is a Lucy lantern. I'll put a link down below for this. This is waterproof. You blow it up. It'll sit without any solar to it and hold a charge for 4 months. You blow it up and turn it on and it's good to go. It is solar rechargeable only and works great. I've only had to put it in the sun a few times. I also put a link for one of these if you want to pinpoint hot spots or cold spots in your camper. Nice to know. It's also nice when you're towing to go ahead and shoot this at your tires, your brakes, to see if anything's hot or colder than it should be. It's basically a laser thermometer. Really nice to have. And I'll put the link for the rat zapper. Why not? We'll put the links for everything today. But mainly I wanted to show you what it was like if you were out in the cold. And this is an extreme test so you can get an idea. Again, this is a 22-foot box, so this thing will do fine. I'm really happy with it. And this test was something that I wanted to do anyways. That's why I brought you guys along. So I hope it wasn't too boring. I know it was really long. So we'll let this go right now. And as always, I hope to see you guys out there. Bye.